strange, isn't it, when you are the disgraced royal Prince Andrew? It doesn't matter how much you keep yourself out of the limelight, keep your distance, don't necessarily, as we told you before, there's going to be no book, for instance, a memoir that all the mainstream media trumpeted about, saying, oh, you know, he's going down the Harry route, this is going to be more embarrassment for the king. And then very quietly, of course, they were told by the official communications office of Buckingham Palace, no said book was forthcoming. We told you here first on the show because we find that sort of thing out and we do our fact checks. This is the problem, you see. The mainstream media, they want to make sure that they get you excited over something that truly is not necessarily happening. It's a little bit like this particular story, because when you think about it, whether you like Prince Andrew or not, or the background or the stories, you know, you have to say that he has kept a very low profile. Isn't exactly what people would have hoped, particularly in this coronation year. But it's the people around him that seemingly have nothing else to offer. You know, the careers are faltering, so they've decided once again to scrape the barrel, as it were, come out of the woodwork and tell their side of the story once again. Now, what I find strange about this is it's going to be on Channel 4 over here in the United Kingdom, a channel really that plummets brand new depths at every opportunity, recently having adults displaying themselves naked to young children. It's all scientific, of course, and it's all about showing children education. It's just absolutely plummeting depths just to try and get ratings. This is, of course, part of the problem. Now, it's headed by the chief content creator, Ian Katz. Ian Katz originally was the editor of Newsnight. He was the man, apparently, that managed to get Kirsty Walk to do the thriller dance at the end of a bulletin of Newsnight. Couldn't believe it when you think about it. But it gets even worse now, because they're going to be screening, yet again, another documentary about the infamous Newsnight interview. And all the parties will be included in apparently unseen behind-the-scenes footage. Haven't we seen this enough? I mean, really? And of course, the ubiquitous Emily Maitlis is going to be out there once again giving her side of the story, telling everybody exactly how it was all put together. Yawn, yawn, right? What I find fascinating when you dig a little bit deeper with these particular individuals that claim to be serious journalists, and I use that term loosely, if you look at Emily's CV, it claims that she's fluent in Mandarin. Is she? I'm not so sure. Even Emily now herself is trying to pull back from that particular claim, claiming that her agent simply, you know, put it out there. She can say a few words, but certainly not fluent. But that's the story goes, exactly how they build up a fake CV in order to make you think that they're professional journalists. Now, some might say, well, you're just protecting Prince Andrew, you're on his side. I'm trying to bring both sides of the story, because the bottom line is we know how damaging that particular interview was. Now, to be deciding to screen this on the month of the coronation highlights once again a rather disgraceful episode in the British monarchy. No two ways about it. Although let's just remind everybody that at this point, you know, Prince Andrew has not been charged with absolutely anything. Though the channel themselves have decided that this is still a worthwhile story. And as I say, alongside the producer Sam McAllister, who profited heavily from a book based on this particular interview, Emily picking up awards from seemingly just reading her own auto-cue questions after months of rehearsal. They haven't quite done over at Channel 4 yet, exploiting the barren life, some might say, of Prince Andrew. And let's not forget, this was a channel that recently put on Prince Andrew the musical, which was a humongous flop, failed to make any return, and nobody around the world wished to buy it. Seemingly, though, all concerned still think he's rather profitable, for them at least. I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below, as ever. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.